There are a few different elements of the Gypsy guitar style that I think are really cool and something that you can integrate pretty seamlessly into your guitar playing. If you're interested in learning more about the Gypsy scale as well as many other exotic scales and music theory and improvising tips and tricks and licks and a whole bunch of other awesome stuff, check out Guitar Super System, linked right down in the description, and you'll learn. So the first thing I want to show you is the Gypsy scale. First, I want to frame it in something that you're probably pretty familiar with, which would be the minor pentatonic scale, and we will use the key of A minor. Now, we're going to take that and add 2 extra notes, which is going to be the second and the minor sixth. And that will give us the natural minor scale, or the 6th mode of the major scale, Aeolian. So those are 2 sounds that you're probably pretty familiar with. Now, here is where we get to a crossroads, if you will. There are 2 different types of sounds that make you kind of feel the Gypsy vibe, and they can be kind of confusing because there's really only 1 note difference, but I just wanted to instill that minor sound in your ears so we can kind of feel that, and then you'll understand where these notes fit in and how they can be effective based on which chords you're playing over, which for this lesson we're going to keep it pretty simple: A minor, D minor, and E7. It's like a minor blues shuffle, kind of a gypsy vibe. We'll get to that more later. I'm going to put on a looper and show you a couple of the techniques that I end up going over. But first, a couple more scales I want to show you really quick. And again, all of these scales and their attachments and how to use them, all their different positions, are all linked down below in Guitar Super System, so check that out. So here is the harmonic minor scale. So as we know, that is actually just the natural minor scale with a raised 7th. So instead of this, we have, which makes for some very nice Egyptian, Middle Eastern sounds. So with that in mind, we come to the last scale I'm going to show you, I promise. This is the Gypsy scale, and it sounds like this. Yes, it makes you make strange faces as well. So with the Gypsy scale, this is the difference, the sharp 4 as opposed to the regular 4. So with all of this knowledge, the reason I'm showing you all these different scales is because there is a lot of color that comes out of just changing one simple note, and that's pretty much true for any new scale that you learn, is understanding which intervals are the characteristic intervals of a scale and when to use them to paint on your canvas, so to speak, the harmony behind you, to be the most effective in conveying that sound. So with the Gypsy sound, that 4 is really useful, I find, over the 1 chord in the 5 chord, and over the 4 chord, that's when you can be a bit more traditional. And depending on which way the 4 chord goes, let's say it goes from 4 back to 1, you can have a lot of different harmonic minor stuff. And, of course, the Gypsy stuff. So I tend to use this sharp 4 note in passing, so sort of chromatically, if you will, and that I find really gives me that feeling like I'm in a basement somewhere in the south of France in 1935 and there's cigar smoke and scotch smells in the air, and I just have this little thing going on. So, now that we have that flavor available to us, let's see how it comes to use over, again, that real basic chord progression. I find this is the easiest way to convey this gypsy sound, is just a minor groove, and you can get a feel for where I like to insert them. So hopefully that will inspire you to experiment on your own with these different sounds. So again, check out Guitar Super System, link down below if you want to learn some more in-depth stuff from me. I'll see you guys next time, but until then, keep shredding.